welcome to the Bug Crawl. I am Scruggs, and this is the story about the worm family. Oh boy, let's read it. The worm family was highly skinny and squiggly and long. There were many of them. Mother and father and Albert and Evangeline and Blank and Tiny Rosa and Uncle Herm. Whenever they saw one another, they embraced, exclaiming, "Oh joy, we're worms!" One day, the worms found this sweet little place, so they moved in, all squiggly and skinny and long. The neighbors were bulgy and squat and green as leaves. "Worm, worm, worm!" they shouted, most unpleasantly. "Yes, indeed," replied the worms, utterly pleased to be. The neighbors yelled. They threw things like bells and valises and old toothbrushes and mush. Gosh, the worm family didn't like that song. "We're moving on," said Father. "The worm is a glorious thing." Off they drove in the skinny car. Mother and Father and Albert and Evangeline and Blank and Tiny Rosa and Uncle Erm. They sing a splendid worm song. "We are worms and we are proud. We are long and we are loud." The worm family came to a town. They parked and squirmed and wormed around. Whenever they saw one another, they rolled about exclaiming, "Oh joy, we're worms!" The neighbors were glossy and bossy and striped like mints. They stared at the worms and winced. They shouted, "Worm! Worm! Worm! We're worms for sure!" The worms rejoiced. Who needs more? The neighbors threw things, a whole list. Then they clenched their fists. "Oh, what a stain! The worm family collapsed as limp as string." Mother said, "Show your spines." "We don't have spines," said Evangeline. "Never mind," said Mother. "Pretend." So they stood as tall as stinky trees. Even Wriggly won. Still, Father said, "We're moving on. The worm is a glorious thing." They plunged off in their skinny car. Mother and Father and Albert and Evangeline and Blank and Tiny Rosa and Uncle Herm. They wove a grand worm song. "We are worms and we are proud. We are long and we are loud." The worm family reached a charming spot. They parked and joke and giggle a lot of wind about worming things. Whenever they saw one another, they wriggled and exclaimed, "Oh joy, we're worms!" The neighbors were thick and speckled as eggs. When they put on their spectacles, they looked stunned. "Worm! Worm! Worm!" they blustered, all flustered. They threw things and clutched their fists and hissed. The worm family felt glum. Some plumped and slumped to the ground. Mother said, "Chins up." "We don't have chins," said Blank. "Never mind," said Mother. "Pretend." So they held their chins high. Everyone. Mother and Father and Albert and Evangeline and Blank and Tiny Rosa and Uncle Herm. Even so, Father said, "Off we go then, to where a worm is a glorious thing." "Nope," The worm stops here, boomed Uncle Erm. Uncle Erm stood firm. We will show the world the glory of worm! So, the worm family settled down and slipped coffee downtown, and went to museums and learned languages and regaled one another with thrilling poems, and played razzmatazz on slide trombones. All the while tipped their chins to their son. One day, new neighbors came pounding on the door. They were fuzzy and wuzzy and highly frizzy to the tops of their heads, to the tips of their toes. The worm family froze. They were distraught and distressed, and altogether discomposed. But quickly they remind themselves, spines! Shins! They braced for their utmost worst. But first, before the neighbors could fling one thing, they belted out of the wild worm, saying, we are worms and we are proud, we are long and we are loud. We noticed that, remarked the neighbors. An utterly glorious thing, welcome. They thrust sweet bouquets upon them, one for every worm. Huzzah! 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 The worm family whooped. You are all quite glorious too, peeped Tiny Rosa in a voice like a tiny rose. In a different way, said Albert. Isn't that great? Oh, joy. Then they all proceed to jubilant. The end.